Okay, everyone, we are here with more Archean programming. We are on part 4 for today. I'm going to cover in and out, or input and output code. Because why not? That is essentially the main thing you are going to be doing is a lot of input and output code. I actually have an entire GitHub repository that I've been building up regarding this kind of code to make it where you're not having to go and change as much if a developer changes something. You just have to change it in one place, and yeah. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? Okay. So, I want to go output, or update. So, what we're going to do, okay, is if I click on here, right, there's a battery and a lamp. Let's make sure that our battery there is charged. You normally wouldn't have these options, by the way. These are creative for that. And there's also something I wouldn't mind actually checking out as well. Also, if you use your scroll wheel, you can change which way your wires actually work in this. There's a nice little tip for you. Okay. So, we're here, right? So if you want info into your computer, right? It's input number, okay? Or input text. One, of course, gets numbers. One, of course, gets text. Booleans, of course, are still numbers. So we're not really going to worry about that. But, right, if I come here, right, there's a capacity, a voltage, a charge, and then a throughput, right? That's awesome, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to go input number, right? What number is that attached to? That is attached to number 0. So the first number, right, in input or outputs is the port number, or alias as well. I'll show you guys that in a minute. In this case, for the battery, if I wanted to access it, it would be 0, okay? And then there would be a number typically anywhere between 0 to, I think it goes unlimitedly. I know in node code it only goes to 99, but for right now we will just go that, okay? See, so if I look at this, 51.99, if I come over here, the only info that's closest to that is the output voltage, right? So that's clearly the voltage. If I do 1, that is its capacity. If I click on 2, that is its charge, okay? And if I were to go 3 on this battery, it's losing 160 watts per tick, okay? So that is something you can do. So that's cool. Those are the ones, at least for a battery. However, we want to try outputs as well. I've already connected to this lamp, okay? Lamps and output code, okay? So, prints output of port 0 channel 3. If you're wondering what the channel is, okay, the in-game documentation actually has some pretty good stuff on this. If I go to battery and low voltage in here, batteries have 4 channels in total. the 0 being voltage, 1 being its max capacity, 2 being state of charge, 3 being its outputs. Okay? If I were to go to solar panels as another example, it only has 2 channels. Its generator power and its actual output. Right? So if it's not actually outputting energy, 1 will be 0. Like, it has to actually be connected to something for that to actually work. Right? But yeah, you can also see ports on, like, what the hell did I click on? Alright, Doi. So on this computer, right, it's port 11 of this computer, right? Because if you hold the blue wire over a device, it'll actually give you all of its ports, assuming it's a router or a computer. Otherwise, it either has no ports and it will turn red, like this, or it will be green if it has ports that are actually available. In this case, there's none available because I've already hooked it up. And then on the right hand side, it'll say what port it's connected to for that device, right? So it's like on this computer where I've been doing all the teaching, ports 0, 6, and 11 are in use, and it's connected to port 0 on the other computer, port 0 on the lamp, and port 0 for the low voltage battery. Like I said, I will actually also do aliasing. So if we just go bat, okay. What happens if you don't want to know or care or even keep track of the ports, right? That's where aliases come in handy. I can just come in here, right? Get rid of that. Don't complain. If I go like this, it's saying nothing. But clearly there's something. So if we put in bat, like the alias, right? It now pulls the information, which is fantastic. However, here is one piece of knowledge you will want to keep an eye out for. Okay, this is a data bridge. It essentially acts like a way to pass data through walls and it not looking like crap. So, if I go connect that to there, that to there, right? Let's say we change this to bats. Okay, and I switch this to bats. It prints out 0. But why? Simple. Because, alright, the computer isn't actually connected to the battery, it's connected to the data bridge. Okay? So it's actually pulling its information from the bridge. So if I come over here, right, this will display channel 0, 1, 2, and 3 with all of its values. So if I actually want the information, I can come to the bridge, name it bats. We can reopen this, we'll get rid of this. By the way, you can open this window with the V key, okay? So now if I come back in here, we're getting the information. That is fantastic. But yeah, like I said, you can either use an alias or a number. I tend to make my own functions, okay? And it'll either return nothing if it is a output, but if it's an input, I will return the value type, like either text or number, accordingly to the thing. And instead of string, this would be alias, and then it would be like that, essentially. So that way each channel right, would have its own function in its own script, which then I can turn around and include later on. That is the way I like to program in this, because then, like I said, if the developer were to go and change, like let's say, I don't know, instead of channel 3 being, I don't know, one channel for its output, each port got its own channel, right? It'd be like, okay. So I would just have to basically go into my code, change the information in that one line, and then my code would work for the rest of my program, my libraries and everything, without any issues, right? And so instead of me having to go and change like 15 or 20 inputs and output lines, I just change it in one location and it is done, which is bloody fantastic. And it's really helpful. I picked that up from modding a game called Colony Survival. I tried to make the code that I wrote as simple as possible, and that is one trick that I just picked up. So, there's also output, right? In this case, we want output to a number, okay? What we want to connect to is the lamp. The lamp is on 6. Okay, so we need to go 6, okay? Lamps have one channel, okay? Whether it's on or off. So 0, and we'll go 0. It did not turn on because 0 is false, okay? So we're also going to do a quick conditional as well, so you guys get at least one of those in this. We'll go tick, okay? Modulus, no, yeah, modulus 2, okay? Not everyone is going to understand the name modulus. It's essentially remainder in math. So by putting tick modulus 2, right? If I say equals to 0 in this matter, like essentially this will divide tick by 2. So, but we only care about the remainder amount. We don't care about if it's like tick's equal to 40, dividing it by 2 would be 20 kind of thing. No, 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 right? We scrap it all down, okay, to a number between 0 and 1 minus whatever the heck you're modulusing this by, okay? And that's what it would be. So in this case, it would essentially be a 0 or 1. If it was 9, then it would be, the remainder amount could be 0 through 8. If it was 99, it could go up from 0 to 98, so on and so forth. But in this case, we'll just do 2, okay? And then we can go else, okay? And we will just go like this. And if I turn this on, it's now flashing. Alright? I don't actually want to cause any seizures or anything like that, so we'll just get rid of that. So yeah, so that is the input and outputs. I can actually... There's one thing I actually want to check really quick. We'll go program. So what I want to do is, can I get a computer to talk to a computer? I'm going to guess I probably can. Right? Because I should just be able to go, boop, turn that on. That is printing jack shit. So if I come over here, this is on line 11. So we can go output 11, right? Click on there. Does that not work? put port 11. No, because it's port 11 for this. Yes, that'd be the channel. Oh no, wait. I was outputting 99 or 0. Okay, yeah, see. So you can actually get computers to talk to each other, so you could actually build like an entire base with like a freaking supercomputer and that kind of like passes information around. You could probably, although there's no sensors for the player right now. I know it has been suggested. So like you could probably have a sensor to a mini computer that's like, oh, it detects player in the room, turn on like 4 or 5 different lights kind of thing, if you really, really wanted to. And you could actually keep track and of like where players are and have, yeah, you could probably have a lot of fun with that. Or if you wanted to like see essentially like where's wasting power, right, you could have like a central computer that keeps track of everything and gets into all the information on like all your power usage. So you could basically like try to narrow down where something is and where it's using power. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. As per usual, if you have any questions about any of this, ask, please. It severely, severely helps. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Till then, bye.